going up against Roethlisberger's Steelers.
Right at the convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive, we welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They love the black and gold here in the Steel City, and a few moments ago, their Steelers emerged from the Heinz Field tunnel. They're set, we're set, as the Steelers are ready to do battle with the Minnesota Vikings.
Let's go. Watch 98. Watch 98. 98's the mic.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. And his throw here's incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And it's second down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. Let's go, D. Tighten up. Let's go. Two jet. Rush in. Force. Check 52.
A second down throw for Bridgewater. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 66 yards.
Let's go.
Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. 5 yards, a good run there, and now second and goal. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yes, now second and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You gonna see me.
Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Latavius Murray taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Vikings take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead.
Touchdown.
Forbath out to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Watch tight end.
Corner.
Tight right.
Hurry up, let's go.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down.
Hurry up, let's go.
Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Man left.
These two.
3 down.
Sponge.
No.
On second down, it's Bell. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1.
You got him. You got him. You got him.
Monday. Set. Mike. Black 20.
Alert flare.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Hey, set. Black 20.
They'll try and run for it with Bell. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. A really good pickup of 28 yards. On first and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Bryant has it. And he's going to be taken down, but not before reaching the 15-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, he'll have to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
Roethlisberger, and he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Antonio Brown from 3 yards out. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Before Minnesota's offense takes back over, I want you to share the story with the public that you were telling me earlier about quarterback Case Keenum.
Yeah, we all know Teddy Bridgewater's made an incredible return and is on the active roster, and he's supposed to be the starter for Minnesota. And his first week back, his head coach Mike Zimmer, when we asked him about, hey, what about Bridgewater and him playing, he said point blank, at some point Teddy Bridgewater will be our starting quarterback. Then Case Keenum went off at Washington through 4 touchdown passes. I had him the very next week. I said, Zim, so when is Teddy Bridgewater going to be your quarterback? He said, well, things can change, you know. Big smile on his face. He said, as long as Case is playing like this, and Everson Griffin, they're all-pro defensive end, he says, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And right now, it ain't broke. So Case Keenum's going to be the QB for a while.
Bridgewater. Open here, Adam Thielen. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, 71 yards, and the Vikings have taken the lead.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
This fielded at the 2. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing, because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A big play there, 66 yards. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Hoping now to get back in the end zone on this 4th possession.
Watch tight, watch tight.
Force,
Right. Let's go. Tagger. 3 down. Hey, check.
Bridgewater on first down. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make this a 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. They'll face a 3rd down conversion attempt here, 3rd and 3. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on 2nd down.
Watch the slants.
Get ready.
3rd and short yardage. Bridgewater losing 6 yards there to bring up 4th.
Shift. Watch the shift.
They're indeed going for it. Bridgewater. And it is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1 play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1 play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was really easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. It's a gain of 9 yards, and it'll be 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
He completes it to Bryant, and he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. A Steeler 1st down, Roethlisberger to Bryant.
Check 16. 180.
Now a 1st down carry by Bell. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else he'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right.
Blue 30. 50. Blue 30.
Hey, we got 3 down.
They're going to go with a tight end here on the running play. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
Oh, yeah.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Hurry up. Let's go. Let's go.
Now it's Roethlisberger. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Well, that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the 1st down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. And Boswell's kick is good. And they take a 17-14 lead. So it's a 7-play drive, but it stalls out in the end.
Let's credit the defensive front 7. They were a little leaky at the start of the drive, but they stiffened toward the end.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
A first down throw for Bridgewater. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. That was second down run for Murray. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
You and I both know that you don't really, truly replace Adrian Peterson, but Latavius Murray's a really good back. Similar running styles, too. Won't wear the same number, we know that. But when you see him run, you might see a little bit of that in him, upright with some power.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. He'll pick up another first down with that run.
Here's Murray, and room there to work it inside the 25. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And down inside the 15 he goes. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Watch left, watch left.
From the red zone now, Bridgewater. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Jerick McKinnon, 14 yards. And the Vikings are going to retake the lead.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Marty looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on second down. It's caught by Bryant. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. And the Steelers on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. Following the interception, here's Bridgewater. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
Get ready.
Halfback sent in motion. Second down, Bridgewater. And he's going to be out of bounds at the 39. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Forced out to his left. And he's able to find Diggs. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. And Bryant's got it over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards that time and a Pittsburgh first.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Now it's Roethlisberger. Over the middle here to Brown. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Antonio Brown, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steelers have once again taken the lead. And that one gives them a 3-point lead. Boswell on now to kick this one away. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of
a big seam, and he might go all the way. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Jerick McKinnon with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings have once again taken the lead. And that will make this a 4-point game. Forbath out to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They had seized the lead there for a little bit with a starting drive in the third quarter, but a moment ago, the touchdown that puts them back behind.
So their defense is under siege a little bit right now because they have not able to solve their opponents. So they've got to keep hammering away on offense and try and win this one in what appears to be a shootout.
Complete to Bryant. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Bell. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down.
Sometimes with the running game, you just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad. It's more coming. There's more where I came from.
Fresh set of downs here.
Six guy. Check six guy.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. They find some open field here. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. 3rd and 2. Now Roethlisberger. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Emerson Griffin. He's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up 4th down. They're going on 4th down. It's Roethlisberger. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Daniil Hunter in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And they hit the home run last drive. 1 play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz. Here again is McKinnon. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter.
I got you. I got you. 2 jet. Force. Check 9.
On first down, Murray. Latavius Murray. Touchdown, Vikings. Latavius Murray, 38 yards. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
This will be taken in at the 1. Now a hit and a loose football. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26.
I see you, boy. I see you. Watch twist. Tagger.
A 2nd down throw for Bridgewater. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, 26 yards. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. And the lead is up to 18 now. Back now in Pittsburgh, It's the Vikings in position.